check engine light just came on the 4Runner. I had a hunch about what was going on and why it came on just from the smell of the exhaust. I plugged in the code reader, and I was right. It was the O2 sensor. A few years ago, I went out to the auto parts store and I picked up this. It's a O2 sensor socket. It has a slice in the side right there for the wiring to go through. It's a 1/2-inch drive. I picked this up at Pep Boys, but I also saw it on the shelf at AutoZone. The exact same thing. It was $13, $14. And I'll guarantee O'Reilly's and Advance Auto and all the others have the same thing. The very first time I tried this, and I don't know if it's how this was made or the metal it's made with or the engineering, but when I put this on the O2 sensor, this gap opened up just a hair, just enough for this to slip and start rounding the shoulders on the O2 sensor. This is no good. I went online looking around for an alternative. I looked for Snap-on and some other high-quality sockets. I didn't want to pay those prices. I ended up going to Harbor Freight. They had an O2 sensor socket kit for $43. Comes with a whole assortment of different sockets, and they work. Now, I don't dislike Harbor Freight, but I also try to keep my expectations in line with what I'm paying for, what I'm getting over there. This kit, however, surprised me. Look at this thing, $43. You get all your O2 sensor sockets. This looks like the exact copy of what I got from Pep Boys, that $14 turd. But this thing is much stronger, much hardier, huskier. There's also different sockets for different size O2 sensors, different configuration sockets, depending on what you're working on, what you need, and what's gonna fit in the area that you're working in. For $43, this is money well spent. And I'm overly impressed with the quality and how well these sockets work. Let me show you on the 4Runner what I'm talking about. So I'm dealing with the downstream O2 sensor on the passenger side. Here's the catalytic converter. There's a little finger grab right here on the wiring. You squeeze it, pull apart, the connector comes off. That Harbor Freight O2 socket is a 7/8. It slips right onto the sensor. It slides on. And with the 1/2-inch ratchet on, it takes seconds to get that sensor off. There's literally no hard part of this job, and even though I didn't want to spend $43 for a socket, I'm glad I got it, and getting this guy out is now a cinch. And I'm glad to be able to do it myself and not take it to a shop. So, hope you liked it. If you need a socket set for O2 sensors, consider Harbor Freight, and I'll see you on the next video.